BT, I guess growing up in Rock Hill, how special would it be for you to leave this place beating those guys every time you've played them?
Yeah, it would be awesome. Definitely growing up in Rock Hill is kind of like in between the two. A lot of people like South Carolina, a lot of people like Clemson, so definitely heard a lot about it growing up, but it would definitely be special.
What does this rivalry mean to you?
Yeah, it really means a lot. Just growing up here and really seeing both sides. My parents are Clemson fans, so I grew up a Clemson fan. But I remember I was looking this week just thinking about like back in elementary school. I remember we would just do things like for the rivalry, like kids would pick their side, and just thinking about myself as a kid and now to where I am now, it just means a lot to me.
With it being your last game in Death Valley, returning for this year, how much does this game, aside from the rivalry, kind of mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. I was thinking yesterday actually, this will be my last time running down the hill, and it's pretty emotional. And whenever I got here, I never thought this day would come. But I've really enjoyed my time here, and just really looking forward to one more time.
Debo says they do all the senior week stuff last week to kind of help with that emotion and all of it. Does it help?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. A little bit different, but for sure, I'd say.
Were you always a Clemson fan growing up?
I was, yeah. Yeah, no, it's funny. There's a guy at my church that tried to sway me and my brother, but it never worked out.
So what was it like during that stretch when Clemson lost to South Carolina 5 straight years? Was that tough on you?
Yeah, no, that was tough. I heard about it a lot. But I remember it was one Thanksgiving I was playing soccer, and we were at the beach playing, and I was like staying in a hotel with one of my friends, and he was a South Carolina fan, and I just kept hearing about it.
You say the guy tried to sway you. Have you been able to sway him the other direction since he knows you personally? Who does he root for?
No, he's definitely a South Carolina fan, but no, I haven't been able to bring him over yet.
So I'm new here. Can you explain to me like how that runs so deep? Dabo made fun of me. I'm from Chicago, and Northwestern doesn't have those sort of rivalries. Just how they are so embedded, and what that's like to be in. Is your family divided at all? Like I know you said your parents, but like do you have any aunts and uncles you don't talk to this week?
No, nothing like that. But I would say it's really deep, and it's crazy because like a lot of people really don't like each other because they like the other team. But yeah, no, it's I feel like it's definitely a very serious thing. But I have a lot of good friends that play for South Carolina, and I love them to death. But at the end of the day, it is a rivalry.
Is there a sense of pride? Like, what word would you describe it that there is for like playing in this game?
Yeah, definitely some pride. Like as a fan, the whole year you're talking, and then finally the week comes, and I would say there's definitely some pride on the line.
Have you seen that shift from being a fan and growing up a fan and rooting for the team to now being on the team? Just how the rivalry has developed and evolved in your eyes?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely changed a little bit, but now it's like you can actually contribute, so it's a little bit different. But it's crazy because it's just like the whole year, like that's what you hang your hat on if you win or lose against these guys.
Has what South Carolina did last Saturday kind of changed the complexion of this game a little bit?
Yeah, I don't really keep up with that much, but definitely, I think definitely got some confidence. So.
Has anything changed with this rivalry and the fact that it hasn't been close the last several years? Last year you shut them out, before that you held them 3, and you won by 21 or more, I think 4 or 5 years in a row.
Right. At the end of the day, you just gotta show up and play. Everybody brings their best whenever we play. So, every year, every week, we just gotta show up and do what we do.
BT, how emotional was it for you on senior day, running down the hill, individually the way you did, and do you think it'll be more or less emotional for your last time?
Yeah, no, I was. So last year I did senior day as well because I wasn't sure if I was going to come back, but it wasn't near as emotional last year. But I was all good until I started running down the hill. Then I saw my parents down there, but I think this week will definitely be emotional, but less emotional. I think maybe like after the game, whenever we're walking off the field for the last time, it'll be pretty sad, but just happy as well.
I have Thanksgiving themed questions for you as well.
Let's go.
Let's start with the cranberries. Are we for or against cranberries,
No.
and why not?
No, I'm a very picky eater, so I don't even eat turkey. I'm just like a strictly ham guy.
Ham?
Yeah, I don't know why. I've just never. I don't know. Maybe I got some bad turkey in my life, but like it's just not for me.
Okay, if you're a picky eater, can your Thanksgiving foods touch, or does everything have to be separated?
I would say if you asked me that a couple years ago, I'd say no touching, but now it's a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, really, like all I get is macaroni and ham. So
That's your whole Thanksgiving?
yeah, maybe some bread, but
Do you have a dessert?
not really, not really.
All right. Wow.
BT, before you graduate, would you like a game in this rivalry to come down to a couple clutch kicks that you need to make? Or are you okay just going out there drilling some extra points?
Hey, whatever works, whatever works. I'd be happy either way.
You've made 17 of 19, I think, this season, field goals.
Something like that.
Do you remember the 17 you made, or do the 2 that you missed stand out more?
No, I'd say there's definitely some along the way that I remember more than others, but definitely the one last week when it was short. That one will stick with me for a long time. Not in a bad way, but just like I'll always want to have that one back.
It was like 57 yards, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was 59.
Yeah, 59.
It's okay to do
Is your mindset, or not your mindset, but your mentality, or just your routine going into kicks changed over the years?
Definitely so. Like as you mature, your process and your brain really change. So Coach Winnie says that your maturity has to match your talent. And as I've matured more, I feel like that's helped me become a better kicker. And so definitely having a better mindset whenever I go out there. And it's like you're going out there to make the kick instead of to not miss the kick.
It must make you feel good that Dabo even trotted you out there to attempt a 59-yarder, right?
Oh yeah. He asked me if I wanted it, and I said, heck yeah, let's do it.
Is there a kick in your career that stands out as maybe the one that you'll look back on with the fondest memory here?
Yeah. There's a couple, but the one I would say that kind of like meant the most to me was my sophomore year. I had a bad game, and then I actually got benched, and then the next week, I didn't even know that it was going to happen, and he sent me out there for, I think it was like 51 or 52, and I made it, and that just like, I think it meant a lot to me as a player, but also just like, it helped me as a man, just to like realize that things happen, but it's always about how you come back.
Will and Drew Sweeney as holders. Was it a completely seamless transition, or are they completely identical?
Yeah, no, they're both very good, and so I've been getting holds from Drew for a long time as well, just like in practice. So it really wasn't much of a difference at all.
Any questions for BT from Zoom?
BT, I was wondering, how has your life changed since being a Clemson Tiger?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's changed so much that I could talk about it for hours. But I came here as just like a kid with a dream, but really didn't know, like have a vision for that dream. And I think that now that my time's coming to an end, I have a good idea of like what I need to do and what I'm gonna do to become a successful man, father and husband. And before that, I really just didn't know what it took. So I'm so thankful for what Coach Winnie and really all of the guys here at Clemson have done for me.
How much do you still practice punting? Because I imagine at the next level, that's going to be a pretty valuable tool.
Right, for sure. Yeah, definitely practicing it, and I would really say like at least 2 or 3 times a week in practice.
You're a Groza Award semifinalist again. I know you don't really think of or focus on the individual award like that, but it's kind of strange because that award is really beyond your control, isn't it? Because
Right.
I mean, it's not like you can control whether you have a bunch of game-winning field goals or 50 yards, etc.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I think it's. I don't really focus on it too much because some years, like in the past, I've seen some of my friends and other guys have like unbelievable stats, and you know, it really doesn't matter. Like you can't control how many attempts you get or how far you make kicks from. So just show up each week and kick.
Anyone else for BT? All right.